the Republicans did it to us again, this time for diabetics. So you heard that the Senate had passed this bill that was supposed to do all these things for the economy and help people, with different bills and different financial things and whatever. And then the Republicans, Lindsey Graham, found a way to shut down capping the price of insulin to $35. At least they kept the part for people who are on Medicare to be able to cap that. But for the rest of us, they didn't. And here's the thing. I think I mentioned this before in a video I did earlier this year where I was talking about having diabetic crashes and such. And my story is that back in, I think, 2012, 2013, I can't exactly remember what year. That's a shame. But I was on these insulin pins. That's what they used to call them. And I would get the box, and there would be 5 pins in the box. And it only cost me $25 for the box because my ex was working at one of the local hospitals. So she got a drastic discount, and that passed on to me. So, I hadn't really thought much about it at that time. And then she decided she wanted to travel for work, and I was traveling for work. So I didn't get that discount anymore. So I went to the endocrinologist that I go to. It's the Jocelyn Center. And I said, what else can I do? Because I had gone back after I ran out of what I had. I went to the pharmacy and they said $450. Now this is years ago. So I said, whoa, what? And so I asked her, I said, what do I do? And she said, I would recommend going to Walmart. Walmart has an insulin. And they have a 70-30 and they have the longer term, one that acts immediately and then it lasts longer. She said, you should try that. And so I did. I had to learn how to inject myself. I had to learn how to use one of these, which they actually showed me. They had me go there and they had me inject saline solution into my body. And it was weird, but I got used to it. And here's the thing. This is what I get. Oh, geez, I guess you can't see it that far away. Can you see it this close? I can't really tell. I can't get the lighting right. There you go. Novolin 70-30. 70-30 is what I take. So what happens is that when I take an injection, 30% hits kind of quickly, and then the 70% spreads itself out over time. I get 2 injections a day. And depending on if I'm behaving or not, that's the doctor's term, I can either use a low dose, or if I'm not paying attention, then I can use a high dose, and I can mix them throughout the day. But I've got a number that I try to stick to, and I've done pretty well with it. And I buy this from Walmart, and it's $24.95. Now, here's the thing. Every insulin is not for everybody. My doctor recommended that I use this, and it has worked great for me. But it might not work for everybody. So I'm not sitting here telling you that you need to start using this. I mean, I went through, I think, 3 different insulins that I had bad reactions to until I found the one that was working for me. And I got lucky in the fact that this didn't bother me at all. So it's just one of those kind of things where I'm sorry. If we have to find ways to take care of ourselves because the representatives who've been elected to try to take care of us, the individuals, aren't doing their job, then we have to find a way. And if this is the best you can get, then get it. Now, the other side of what I use is that I learned how to shop. I've been in healthcare for 39 years. So I knew how to go around and shop for these things. And just to show you, I get a box of 100. I actually get 2 boxes of 100. And it cost me $19.99. And this is 200. I take 2 a day. So we're talking about 100 days. Unless I forget. Which sometimes I do. And, this is working for me. But I wouldn't have to do this if the Republicans had just gone ahead and said, okay, we know diabetes is one of the fastest growing diseases in this country. Type 1, type 2. Type 1 would not take anything like this. Type 2 does. And this is kind of the thing that helps keep us alive. And I can't find a reason that the Republicans would have turned this down. Well, okay, there's two reasons. One, because they're mad because they lost on this bill that the Democrats were able to push through. That's a great economic bill for all of us. But also because some of the Republicans get paid by pharmaceutical companies to make sure that there are no limits on what they can charge. You can look up your own rep, find out. I don't think we have any of those. I mean, the local guy here, John Katko, and he's a Republican. I'm not necessarily overly crazy about him, but oddly enough, he's considered one of the friendliest Republican representatives in Congress, and the fact that only 90% of the time does he go along with everyone else. But he's done a lot of things for local areas, local issues. So, I can't totally hate the guy, And he's leaving, so I don't have to worry about him anymore. But, sometimes these folks need to start thinking about us rather than themselves. Because, we all know that a lot of these reps, senators, are getting money from these industries that are hoping that Congress isn't going to come down on them for. And I'm sorry, this is a health thing. It's like the last video I did talking about abortion. We need our representatives to help us with things like this. And if they're not, then that's a shame. And by the way, the reason that they don't care, even if they're diabetic, is because they get the best health care benefits in the world. They get it for free. So, sure, they can go to anyone and get any kind of medication that they want because it's free. That'd be a nice way to live, don't you think? Anyhow, like I said, talk to your provider. See if you're having difficulty paying for other insulin. See if they will at least say to you, you know what, go ahead and give it a try and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, you know what, you at least tried. But I will bet if this works for me that it will work for a whole lot of other people. And if that doesn't work, then you need to contact your representative and say, hey, pass something so that my insulin costs less money because I'd like to live for a while. Or something to that effect. Anyway, my name's Mitch Mitchell. Y'all take care of yourselves.